Hello everyone and welcome back to the Synergy Sanctum. My name is Justin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Here at the Synergy Sanctum, we specialize in all things related to Magic the Gathering with a specific focus on deck building. So I aim to show you very quick deck text that'll show you all of the cards in the deck and how they work together to ultimately achieve the goals of that deck. If you're not already, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. And we also have a sister channel now, so head on over to Commander Coliseum and check out their content as well. And for today's deck tech, we have Norin the Wary, an EDH, enter the battlefield chaos build. I've been seeing a lot of gameplay with this guy recently, and I never really understood how good it could be until I saw 4 damage a turn with Impact Tremors, 4 mirrors a turn with Genesis Chamber. Just really kind of a fun build here, and the commander itself is just scared of everything that's going to happen in a Magic the Gathering game. So while we are running some chaos cards, we're not going overly crazy with Scrambleverse or Warp World. Those cards I feel like just ruin the game for everyone. Knowledge Pool's another one. We are just kind of leaning into Norin being a scared little guy and running away at anything that might happen, and then benefiting when he happens to come back and he comes back out of the cave and isn't so scared anymore. So kind of a budget build here. TCG market value is around $211 to $239. Land count, we are running 33 lands, with the bulk of those being mountains, so 30 mountains and 3 non-basic lands. So as we can see, Norin the Wary is going to come out probably turn 1 and then basically be scared of everything that's going to happen. So anytime someone plays a spell or someone attacks, if they happen to not play spells, Norin's going to run away, and then he's going to blink back at the end of the turn under our control because we are the owner. So we want those enter the battlefield payoffs, right? So we're in red. Most of the enter the battlefield stuff that's happening is damage. Everything on this slide is going to ping every opponent or one opponent the second Norin enters or the second Norin runs away. So Witty Roastmaster and Molten Gatekeeper are kind of little 1 damage ping ones that exist in the deck. Tear the Peaks is doing it equal to power. A Gate Instigator, a new one from Bloomborough, brings in 2 of those, so it's 2 damage. General Crete, very similar to Impact Tremors, but on a creature. Warstorm Surge, similar to Terror the Peaks. Pandemonium technically lets everybody do it, but we're going to be doing it way more, so we're not as worried. And also we're playing Chaos, so go ahead and come at me. Vigilante Justice is doing a damage. Shocking Sharpshooter, same thing. Outpost Siege is a little different because it's when Norin leaves. And then, of course, Perforos, God of the Forge. Additional enter the battlefield payoffs with Norin. We've got Genesis Chamber, like I mentioned earlier, bringing a mirror in every time it happens. Tomb of Legends is draw, as well as Irreverent Gremlin. Gimli of the Glittering Caves gets counters every time it happens. Roseroom Treasurer gets treasures. And then Panharmonicon to double up on everything we've discussed so far. So, because we are running a deck that is going to be impacted by everyone else playing the game, we do need a ton of protection and making sure that other boards stay clear so that we're not threatened, and also that we kind of just discourage attacking us. So Silent Arbiter and Crawl Space impact how many creatures can attack. Kazul, Tyrant of the Cliffs, is like a red propaganda, so it's making us ogres every single time someone tries to attack us. And then we've got kind of targeted removal, as well as some bigger board wipes here with Collision of Realms, Puppets Verdict, Tyrant of Discord, and Whims of the Fates being the chaos ones here. So it is all dependent on what might happen from the card. Pyrohemia just kind of exists, and we want to make sure there's always going to be one creature, which there will be with Norin. And then Guff rewrites History and Chaos Warp for targeted removal. And then we get into the Chaos cards. So each of these is doing something that is probably not expected in a Magic the Gathering Commander game. They are either benefiting us solely, they are benefiting our opponents all at once, or they are causing just a ton of chaos. So kind of the showstopper here, I feel like, is confusion in the ranks. Every time Norin comes in, this is going to happen. So you can kind of just take what your opponents are doing. Same with the Tali Primal Storm. You can take what your opponents have in their decks. Teferi's Puzzle Box just wheels everybody during their draw phase. Wildfire, Devils, Tempt with Mayhem, Stolen Strategy. The rest of these cards kind of on the slide here let us take stuff from other people off the top of their decks and then play it either for a discount or for no without paying anything into the mana cost. Additional chaos cards. Gate to the Ether gives everybody basically a permanent if it is what is revealed off the top of their deck, and we are running a ton of permanents, so this works for us. And then we've got other things that are similar to the previous slide, with bidding happening to gain control of cards with Mage's Contest and Illicit Auction. Possibility Storm gets a little crazy because it's every time they cast a spell, they're basically getting something else from the top of their deck. Plarg and Nasari doing that exile thing. Over the Top is basically giving every player the option to reveal a number of cards from the top of their library equal to the number of non-land permanents they control, and then they can put all of those non-land permanents in as well. Or sorry, all permanents. Yeah, it's everything. It includes lands. Omen Machine gets rid of draw, but instead lets the player at the beginning of their draw step exile the top card. If it's a land, they play it, and if not, they cast it without paying the mana cost. Good stuff in the deck. Good stuff in all my red decks. Unexpected Windfall, Big Score, Torbrim. We're kind of seeing a theme here in my deck techs. Brash Taunter and Stuffy Doll kind of give an alternate win con. If there's a big creature on the opponent's board, you can have them fight that and they live and then it does the damage. Mechanized Warfare, similar to Torbrim at giving +1 instead. Treasure Nabber taking stuff, Endless Atlas, War Room, Count on Luck giving you that additional draw, Blasphemous Act in case we need it. And then finally, the mana base here. So we do have an infinite combo in the deck with Runaway Steamkin and Grinning Ignis. So basically, if Runaway Steamkin is out and has that 3 ready to be pulled to get the 3 red mana, this goes infinite with infinite enter the battlefield and leave the battlefield trigger. So you basically just keep paying a red into Grinning Ignis. It returns to your hand, and then you get to cast them again. You get to do that infinitely with both of these out in that state. And then we have the mana discounts with Ruby Medallion and Fire Crystal. Cursed Mirror comes in and can become something else for the turn, so it's being run over a Soul Ring. And then Mana Flare to kind of double up on lands, because, you know, we're already doing Chaos, so who really cares if other decks go off? We're probably going to mess with that board state anyway. And with that, our show has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching our video. And if you enjoyed that video, feel free to share it out with any friends who might find value in it as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. We hope to see you again soon. Have a good one.